Bully, let's get into Monday Night Raw from last night. And there was the go-home show for Raw before we get to Money in the Bank this weekend on Saturday. And they started off with Sami Zayn and CM Punk. And Sami Zayn saying to CM Punk, man, you got to win this match tonight. You got to qualify for Money in the Bank because the last thing we want is Seth Rollins to win Money in the Bank because the WWE will be completely different if Seth Rollins is your new champion. And it bothered me a little bit, and here's why. Why? Why now? Like, it wasn't that long ago, Sammy loved Seth Rollins. And now, like, if Seth Rollins wins the world champion, we're in trouble because you know what that's going to mean. I don't know. What is that going to mean? Explain to me. Still, no explanation with the Bronson Reed. Another week has gone by, Bully, and I haven't dove into that. Bully, the further along this goes, you know they're not going to go back to that. So this is the faction. This is the group. I like the fact that it started with Sammy and Punk because, hey, you want Punk to win Money in the Bank. You want him to be in there. He has to qualify first. That gets you to tune into the rest of the show to see the main event. But what did you think about the back and forth between Sami Zayn and CM Punk to start off Raw last night?
I mean, as far as a back and forth is concerned, and these guys, people love Sammy, people love Punk. Good job. What else can you say but good job? But was there, for me, right now, it's an overall feeling with the product and the stories. Nothing truly has me. Like, I'm watching, I'm listening, I get it, okay, but like nothing is moving me. I'm I really pay attention to my responses to wrestling these days, Dave. What is like, making me sit on the edge of my seat? What's making me go, wow, oh, you got me, this, that, anything. Don't you feel that way?
Yes, I do. And
Wait
that's
a minute,
why
stop. Do you genuinely feel that way? Are you agreeing with me for the sake of agreeing
No,
with
yes,
me?
I do. Because I would love to. I honestly, Bully, I would love to come back at you and say that you're wrong. I would love right now to be like, Bully, I don't know what you're thinking. I don't know what you're watching. Because what I'm watching is grabbing me. You and I can go. I'm getting it with, and again, I said it at the beginning of the show. I'm getting that with NXT. I'm getting that with AEW right now, and I'm getting that with Impact. I am not getting that on Raw and SmackDown. I'm being completely honest, and I'm hoping it turns around this weekend with Money in the Bank. But you're right. I see Sami Zayn every week. I see CM Punk every week. I see Seth Rollins every week. I need reasons why. I need a story. I need explanation. What is it about Seth Rollins right now that is so different from Seth Rollins where, Sami Zayn is saying to CM Punk, we have to stop Seth Rollins. We have to stop him because you know what's going to happen. He's going to win that world championship and it's going to be a different WWE. It almost feels like Sami Zayn doesn't understand why he's saying what he's saying because they're being so vague. Tell me why. What is it about Seth Rollins? How is Seth Rollins going to ruin the WWE? What changed in Seth Rollins? Because when I see Seth Rollins, Bully, I don't see much of a difference between Seth Rollins last night and the Seth Rollins I saw 3 months ago. Like, Seth Rollins and CM Punk are still at odds. That hasn't changed, but the reasons why and the reasons why I should be invested, that hasn't been explained to me. I mean, Bronson Reed is now in that faction. That hasn't been explained to me by Seth Rollins. Guy who tried to kill him is now side by side. You got to give me the reasons why to be invested, Bull.
I go back to the Triple H press conference when he said, we don't want to insult our fan base. If you don't want to insult the fan base, give us exactly what you talked about. Unfortunately, Dave, I don't think we're asking for a lot by the why. I don't think that's asking. Like, why are Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed all of a sudden on the same page after Bronson hit 6 tsunami bombs on him within the past year. I don't think that's too much to ask, but we haven't gotten an answer. Maybe we will down the road, because remember last week I told you they don't have to answer you when you want the answer, but they do have to give us an answer. Otherwise, it is quite insulting. Then it's just, here, we're going to force feed it to you. You're going to consume it, and you're going to shut your mouth, even though you know it's bad for you, a la McDonald's. That's where the McDonald's thing comes in, Dave. McDonald's is not the healthiest food in the world, right?
It's fast food.
It's fast
food.
Okay? Yeah. But still, more people consume McDonald's than any other fast food on the planet. And they do it with a smile on their faces. And McDonald's can tell you it's the greatest thing in the world and you're just going to eat it. I think that's what's going on with the WWE right now. They're giving you what they want to give you, and they have so much good equity built up that people are just consuming it. They're not asking questions. They're just going because they're riding the wave of the popularity. They're still riding the wave of WrestleMania 40 from Cody finishing the story. They have so much good equity built up that they're going to ride. They're riding this wave. They're milking this wave. Eventually, the wave comes to an end and you have to have something next. I'm not quite sure what that something next is. I think I know, but it's pretty far off. I do have a theory, but I don't think people are asking. I don't think the majority of the fan base is asking the questions that we're asking, because Paul Heyman is with Seth Rollins and Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker right now, and they're a new unit, and okay, here's this, and that, yay, boo, but moving on. Are there people that are giving us an A when they're out there? Yes, CM Punk. CM Punk has the most true emotional investment right now. I mean, I know I'm not a rocket scientist for saying that. Now, people are going to go, yeah, but what about Jey Uso? No, Punk has the true, genuine love. Jey has the people with the yeet and the good time. If Jey Uso left tomorrow, you're not chanting Jey Uso's name for 10 years if he disappeared like they did for CM Punk. Punk has the true love. Like, I can see people naming their firstborn male Phil. That's how much they love Punk.
He's without a doubt right now, I think, the most popular person in the WWE.
Back in the day, Dave, was the story that CM Punk was going to leave the WWE with the championship and Cena's the one who saved it?
No, it was...
How did that go?
It never really came off. If you remember, like, he was going up against Cena. The match was in Chicago. So it was like, hey, if I win this championship, I'm leaving and I'm never coming back. And then he won the championship, but he won it in Chicago. So everybody was rooting for CM Punk. It was a career moment for CM Punk. And then he left and he was gone for 1 week. And then the next week they had him back. So the story never really got off the ground because they just didn't have the balls to keep CM Punk off of TV, where it was like that scenario where John Cena could save that championship. It just never got off the ground.
Question. If John Cena holds on to this championship for a length of time, or let's broaden the stroke here. Who should defeat John Cena for that championship right now? Cody Rhodes or CM Punk?
Cody Rhodes.
I'm going to say CM Punk.
But I don't think they're going to have CM Punk go after that championship. I think it's going to be the World Heavyweight Championship, which I would actually think would give shine to that World Heavyweight Championship. I mean, what it looks like now is like, Seth Rollins is going to at some point be World Heavyweight Champion, and CM Punk is going to be the one to dethrone Seth Rollins as your World Heavyweight Champion. I mean, that's where I'm guessing it's going right now.
And I know I'm crossing over the people here. It just feels right now. Does it feel to you right now that Punk and Cody are even, or would you give the edge to one of them?
It's hard to say because Cody just came back, but if I had to give one over the other, I'd probably give the edge to Punk.
Okay. I mean, just by a little bit.
I mean, right? I mean, I think those are the two guides, but it's hard because they're on different brands.
There's a story for CM Punk to complete also.
And Bully, they have to pull the trigger on CM Punk. We were talking about CM Punk as a world champion going back to WrestleMania 40. You know, there was the whole talk about him winning the Rumble and him facing to win the World Championship that against Seth Rollins. That never happened because he got injured in the Rumble. Then you go to the Royal Rumble this past year. A lot of people thought that CM Punk was going to win the Rumble and go after the World Championship. It didn't happen. Jey Uso won the Rumble. At some point, they got to pull the trigger on CM Punk. CM Punk gets injured. There's been times where he's healthy. You got to pull the trigger on this guy sooner rather than later. Like, I think the time is now. I think you've laid off a CM Punk for too long. If you lay off too long, you're going to lose your opportunity. I think the opportunity is now. I think Seth Rollins wins Money in the Bank. At some point, he cashes in Money in the Bank, wins the World Championship, and that sets up CM Punk and Seth Rollins. It's right there for this to happen. Jey Uso is extremely popular. There's no doubt about it. He's not going to lose any fans. But I think the story is between Seth and Punk. That's the story that's been building for 2 years.
Since Survivor, since Punk's return at Survivor Series.
Yes.
That they had to hold off on because of the injury.
Yes. You got to pull the trigger on this at some point. Because I think you might lose some fans. Like, CM Punk is coming out there every single week. He gets the fans pumped up. You believe in what he's saying. But at some point, there needs to be some kind of movement, right?
The drop-off with the top guys on Raw, I mean, Punk, Rollins, Jey Uso, Gunther. But are any of those guys megastars? I mean, you can make the argument for Punk.
I think you can make but I don't think coming out of WrestleMania 40, WrestleMania 39, WrestleMania 38, you saw definitively wrestlers take a big step forward. You saw it with Cody. You saw it with the Bloodline. You saw it with Drew McIntyre. You saw a lot of people take a step forward. I don't think coming out of this year's WrestleMania, you saw a lot of people take a step forward. Listen, I'll say it right now. Everybody wanted Tiffany to beat Charlotte. Has Tiffany taken a huge step forward after beating Charlotte at WrestleMania?
No.
No. I don't think anybody is taking a significant big step forward.
This is why I'm saying nothing is resonating or capturing me. Can I, when I sit there and I watch Monday Night Raw, am I going, well, that's a mistake, that was wrong, that was wrong? No, because there are no glaring mistakes. There are no glaring, I mean, other than, why Bronson Reed, and we've mentioned that, we brought that up. Why have we got an explanation? But the show is technically sound. It's a good team. It's a good show. It's entertaining for 2.5 hours. They're doing what they need to do, but nothing is really grabbing me, except the one or two things that are really grabbing me. And even with Heyman, like watching Heyman come out before Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker's entrance with the smoke and the evil-looking Paul Heyman, I was like, oh, get away from me. And I love Paul to death as the performer that he is. But it doesn't feel, even Paul feels watered down right now.
I agree, and I feel a lot of it has to do with Seth.
You see, here's the thing. My fucking brutal honesty about things keeps people in check. I can't sit here and just go, yeah, it was good, it was good, it was good, everything is great. Yes, it was good, but what is it really doing? Nobody is knocking them dead. I don't feel real, raw emotion from anybody. That is what this industry was built on. Real, raw emotion. Think about the emotion when Shawn Michaels looked at Ric Flair and he said, I'm sorry, I love you. And then hit one move to finish it all. Come on, man. Where is
you
that?
You got to build toward that moment. And
of course you got to build. Where is the build to those moments? Where are those moments? Where are those characters? Where's our Roman right now? Is this your passive-aggressive silence that you do to me lately?
No. I'm letting you go because it's very rare that you shout on this show with emotion like you are right now. But that's the things that I'm talking about. I look at where Roman was, where Cody was, where Punk was, not that long ago. I think Punk is still there, but they got to pull the trigger.
They don't have anybody for Punk to do. He was doing it with Seth back in the, it was getting good with Seth, but it was like Seth wasn't able to really step up. And then Seth had that one day where he did really well. It's like, we don't have, if you had to say that Punk was Rock or Austin, who would he be?
He'd be Austin.
Great. Then he needs his Rock.
Well, he needs somebody, and again, a lot of people think I'm knocking Seth, and maybe I am. Okay, he does. All his promos are on the surface. They don't dive.
You know what I would
deep.
do, Dave? I'm sorry. Now,
go ahead, tell me.
You know what I would fucking do with Seth Rollins? I would hand him a microphone and go say whatever you want to say. Sell me something. Vince McMahon put a fucking microphone in Paul Heyman's hand and he said, sell me a pay-per-view. I would love to see that happening. It's too polished. Give Seth... I know what you want to see and hear from Seth. And by the way, at the end of the night, I thought Seth looked like a total badass in all black leather. I loved Seth's look last night. I'll come on this show for the past year and go, oh, he looked wonky. Seth looked like a bad motherfucker last night. That's what I want my Seth to look like. And I don't care if it was just plain black leather pants and a plain black leather jacket. He looked cool as all hell, and he looked tough as all hell. And I believed in him just by his look last night. Seth is angry. There is anger deep in Seth Rollins about a lot of things. If you can't tell, then you don't know.
Then
hand him
us.
the microphone and say, just go out. What do they got to lose? Just go. There are certain people in the course of history that have been trusted to go out there and say whatever they want because management, the bosses, the bookers, the promoters have faith in them. Very few, but still a handful. I believe that CM Punk and Seth Rollins are part of that handful. I want to see Seth get to that next level on the microphone. Why was I in favor of Seth being with Paul Heyman? Because I saw what Paul Heyman could do for everybody else. I want to see that happen for Seth. I don't give a shit that I might think Seth's outfits are a little wonky. Okay, whatever. Seth is a great professional wrestler. And when Seth is angry, when I get the real Seth Rollins coming out, that's when I start to believe. There's so much untapped, and I'm wondering what the fuck is taking Paul so long to get into him.
Well, Bully, this is make or break, because if Seth Rollins wins the Money in the Bank briefcase on Saturday, you could be sure, rest assured, he is almost going to probably start every single Monday Night Raw with a microphone in his hand. If they are going to do that, if he's going to be holding that, and by the way, he had one of the greatest cash-ins of all time at WrestleMania 31. If they are going to trust him to hold that briefcase again and give him a microphone every single week, he's got to go in deep. He's got to give us something. CM Punk gives you something every week. Seth has yet to do that. Tell me why. Give me the reasons why. Other than I'm tired of you being on the microphone and I don't like the way you look. Give me a reason to hate you. Give me a reason, because he's up against it. Because Bully, CM Punk has never lost to Seth Rollins. So he's behind the eight. Give me that realism to that. Get me to believe in you. Get me to hate you.
And
do something.
What we are suggesting and what I'm suggesting is probably never going to happen. It's what I feel needs to happen to wash away this soulless feeling or this very vanilla feeling right now. This feeling of, okay, I get it. We start the show, you talk, then we end the show and wrestle. And like, it just, like last night when I saw the big, post-match brawl and everything, I'm like, same faces, same scenarios, same stuff. Not that what they're doing is bad. What they're doing is good, but it's nothing that's really like, oh my God, wow. Holy shit. Like, I understand that it's 52 weeks of original programming. I understand that you can't hit a home run every single week. I have defended the WWE. I actually defend all wrestling companies that get that, who have to put on 52 weeks of original programming. And with the WWE, it's Raw, it's SmackDown. With AEW, it's Collision and Dynamite. And Tony does it all by himself. So I get it. It's difficult. But I can't come on this show and be like, oh my God, Raw was so good last night. It was so entertaining. It was so that Raw was good. Period.